None of them. Just kidding. It's kind of an oversimplified question because there really is no answer. The simple answer would be whichever you're most interested in. For example, if you're really interested in Arabic-speaking cultures and you really just hate Spanish-speaking cultures, even though Spanish has the same alphabet as us, it'd be easier for you to learn Arabic. It'll just motivate you to keep studying it and keep learning it. Now, for me particularly, I really think that German is the most fascinating culture out of the three specifically, and in general, I really just like German culture. In other words, I'm an alcoholic. Just kidding, but seriously. And for a different example, one of my best friends really likes Spanish, and that's pretty much because he works in an industry where he actually has to speak Spanish a lot. And he also does a lot of missions work to Spanish-speaking countries, particularly for some reason he always goes to Peru. So just in summation, if you really feel like you want to learn a language, the easiest one to always learn is the one that you're most interested in. Now the more complex answer to this question. Now this is pretty much purely if you really don't have an interest in any of the cultures, or if you are not interested in French at all and you really have a ton of interest in Spanish even though you took French in high school, take Spanish. If for some reason you really just don't care about any of the three languages, I would first of all recommend that you either study up on one of the countries or the geography or something like that, something that might interest you. Further, at that point, if you really just don't have an interest in any of them, take whatever you learned in high school. Unless you are one of those special cases that learn Chinese in high school, or most people in America either take Spanish or French, some people take German too. Whatever it was in high school, even if you don't remember a thing about it, take that one. You will be so surprised as to how much information actually comes back to you. I've been studying French for about a couple months now, and I've also been studying Spanish for about a month. However, the difference is I took Spanish in high school, and now my Spanish is much further along than my French. Again, watch videos on those cultures and see which one you're the most fascinated in. If you're actually interested in studying the cultures more, look at Geography Now, and also look at the Lang Focus channel. Both of those describe the cultures and the languages very, very well. So if you're interested in that, go look into that. Now, if you come to this point, if you have no prior knowledge of any language, if you have absolutely no interest in any of the languages, not even one of them above the other ones, I seriously question why you're even on this channel if you're this negative of a person. I guess I can tell you the easiest one to learn with the fewest amount of words and the least amount of grammar rules. That would definitely have to be Spanish. Spanish is by far the easiest because in America, we know a lot of Spanish words that are just in our language. For example, most people know hola. It's just easy because we live so close to Mexico. In addition, they also have barely any grammar rules as well as a bunch of really easy elements to it. And then the second hardest would be French because the grammar is a little bit harder, but it's pretty similar to English as well because French and English did mix at one point. And the hardest by far is German. And the reason for this one is German is really hard with grammar. But again, if you have the most interest in German, that will be the easiest test for you to take. It's not even a comparison, and the proof of it is that the fact that I took German instead of taking Spanish or French, and I passed. As always, guys, please like, share, and subscribe and get this information out to whoever is needing it, and pretty much everybody needs it because we don't want to pay the student loans that we have to anymore. Stay tuned, the overview of the language test is coming up next.